Patricia, do you open your microphone and you speak so that we can start? Okay, we wait until when you can connect your microphone. No worries. Okay, the other important thing to note is that we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. So in case you need this recording, you get to your YouTube chat, you go to your YouTube and you put there Yaka DN, Yaka with AA, YAA, KA, DN. D capital N is small. That's where you will find this class being recorded. And you also have a chance to invite more people to come and join our class because the opportunity is still open. Thank you. We are going to do quite a number of things today, but they all rotate around verbs. Verbs are a part of speech, which is so important in the way we speak and write English language. Actually, there are two main parts of speech. Others come in to supplement or to complement these ones. This is a noun and a verb. Once you understand those two parts of speech and how they function and how they are in a sentence and what they look like, then your English will be improved immensely. So I want to pose a question. What is a verb? And then I will pick answers from the chat. Yes, what is a verb? You raise your hand and we select you to choose. We select you to give the answer. I'm going to allow Charlotte to give us her answer. We are discussing. Yes, Charlotte. Then Nasha will also give us what she thinks.
A verb is a doing word.
Very good. A verb is a doing word. Let me have Charlotte. Let me have Nasha. Nasha, do you have a different answer?
My answer was also the same.
Was almost the same as that given by Charlotte, which is a verb is a doing word, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else who has a different answer, maybe wants to add to what has already been spoken? Yes, I'm waiting for hands up. Charlotte, do you want to add something to your answer?
No.
Okay, so we have learned, and it is true, a verb is a doing word. A verb is a doing word. A doing word. Some people define them as action words. Action word, okay? Express actions. So if you are told something and you react by doing, then that word is considered to be a verb. Is that clear? I am going to ask Nasha. Nasha, I am going to ask you to share your screen right now. No, to switch, to put on your video, not sharing the screen. Put on your video. Then we demonstrate something. Nasha can everybody see Nasha? That's Nasha for you. Nasha, I want you to listen to these instructions and you will do exactly as I say. Okay?
Okay.
Stand up. Sit down. Walk. Very good. Come back. sit, smile. Very good. Now, you see that every time I said a word, Nasha responded by doing something. Nasha responded by doing something. So whenever they tell you something and you respond by an action, then that word is considered a verb. Nasha, thank you so much. You can switch off your video. It's great having you in my class. Thank you so much. So that is what we call a verb. A verb. So a verb is that word which represents, which expresses an action. So I am going to check in the chat. Everybody is going to type 5 verbs, 5 doing words that come into their mind when they hear the word verb. Go to your chat, type 5 verbs, 5 doing words, and I'm going to be reading them one by one. I am waiting, and we shall appreciate the first person to submit their answers. So these are examples of verbs. One answer is already in the chat. Nasha, I want 5 of them from each one of you. 5. Nasha has given us one, and that is smile. Another one has just come in. Stand. Very good. I hope, Nasha, you're not just getting what I told you. Stand. Where are others? Sit. Very good. Cook. One more to go. Eat. That's Nasha. Then the rest, Charlotte, I have not seen your answers, and I need to see them. Eat. She talked about sit and even cook as examples of verbs. That's beautiful. Where are others? Kyra, Charlotte, I am waiting for you to give me the list of 5 verbs. Someone has already written in the chat. Beautiful. This is Stacy, right? Very good. Right is also a verb. Charlotte, we want 5 from each one of us. Right. Very good. Yes, Charlotte, talk. What else in the chat? We have other people. Let me see who was not given. Kyra, Akero. We are writing 5 verbs in our chat. How do you access your chat? You go to participants. Yes, well, that side of participants. Before participants, let me see. Yeah, I think before participants, there is where chat is. So you go to chat and simply write the 5 verbs that the teacher wants. So dance. Dance. Yes. Let me see what is in the chat. And cry and talk. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you so much. Cry, talk. So as we wait for others to write theirs and send in, we can take these as examples of verbs in a sentence. Rather, these are the examples of verbs. You can see that out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, out of these 10 words, whenever they are spoken, you must react, you must respond by an action. Just imagine if somebody told you smile and they don't see any reaction. They say stand. They don't see any reaction. They say eat. They will say, is he deaf? Is she deaf? Can she hear? What is wrong with her? They will start asking questions because verbs must be responded to by actions. Ooh. Yes, I want to pause and allow you ask questions if there are any questions. I am looking at the chat. You simply put up the hand and you raise a hand and ask a question if you have any before we go any further. Charlotte, is there any question? Akelo? Yes? Okay. What about, okay, if there are no questions, thank you. We are, yes, I don't see questions. So we go ahead. We go ahead. Let me get a new slide here. Identifying verbs in a sentence. We are going to identify verbs in sentences. Yes, I want you to consider, the following sentences. My mother will eat food today. Which word in that sentence represents a verb? And which word there is a verb? So you're going to type in your chat and you send a question. Question number 1, you simply type in your chat and you send your answer right here so that we can avoid, yes, copying from one another. I am waiting. In that sentence, my mother will eat food today. Which one is the verb? Which one is action 1? I'm looking at the chat, waiting for answers. There are 2 answers that have come immediately. One is from Nasha, another one is from Stacy, and they are all correct answers. So we wait for others to send in their answers. Kyra, are you part of us? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes. Then you send your answer. You can send your answer by typing in the chat. Do you know how to answer by typing in your chat?
No.
Yes? Yes, Kyra?
I'm not sure to send it by typing in the chat.
So can you just tell us the answer here? Yes? Say that again. You are breaking. Okay. Mrs. Valentine, you are welcome. Would you unmute your microphone and we get to know that you can hear us? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Mrs. Valentine? Okay. We wait. If you can hear us, you will tell us. Mrs. Valentine. Yes. Okay. We are waiting for you. Second sentence. I am mopping the house. Which one is the action word there? Type in the chat very fast. We want to get to another thing very fast. Type in the chat the answer. Yes, this one is, yes, Nasha and Jared, thank you. Yes. Kyra, which one is the answer? Which one is the verb in that sentence?
Mopping.
Again?
Mopping.
Very good, very good, very good. What about you, Patricia? Do you agree? Okay, we wait. Patricia, we need to get to know that you are following. So those are, I mean, there are some, we need to be able to tell that in this sentence, this word is working as a verb, and this word is working as a noun and everything. That process is called parsing. Process of identifying different parts of speech in a sentence is called parsing. Yes, Lupu, Faye, Patricia, we want you to unmute the microphone, not to turn on the video. You can turn off the video, but unmute your microphone and you speak. Yes, Patricia. Patricia, turn off your video and turn on your microphone. They are close to each other. Video icon has, yes. They are close to each other. Now turn on your speaker. Oh, it is on, but we cannot hear you. So unfortunate. Maybe you can go off and reconnect again. I don't know that it can help, but sometimes it is even the best. You switch off, you leave, and you rejoin. That can certainly help you. So the rest of us, passing is the process of identifying different parts of speech in a sentence. So for you to be able to identify different parts of speech is very important. You get to know that this sentence, in this sentence, this word is working as a verb, this one is working as a noun, this one is working as an adjective. It will help you get better with your spoken, get better with your English in class, and everybody will appreciate you. So let's get to one important thing, and as we proceed, that is kinds of verbs. Is there anyone who knows any types or kinds? Let me just simplify it for you. Types, any type of verbs, any type. You put up the hand and you share with us. Yes, Charlotte.
Irregular verbs.
Irregular verbs. That's so beautiful of you, Charlotte. I love that. Irregular verbs. If they are irregular verbs, what is the opposite of irregular? What is the opposite of irregular? Yes, yes, Nasha.
Regular.
Regular. Therefore, we have regular verbs as well. Regular verb. Is there anyone else who knows any other type of verbs in English?
He has called me when I thought I was late. So he has called me when he's at his home, dropping.
Yes.
They said, let me fall
Anyone
in
who
and
knows
right?
any other type of
Basically,
verb?
that's what we are saying. I told him I'm late, but I'm proceeding towards the meeting place.
Okay. If there are no suggestions, then we can. Then we have another part or another type of verbs called the auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary. Auxiliary. Auxiliary verbs. Yes. Is there anyone of you who has a dictionary near them?
Yes.
Nasha, would you look up the meaning of the word auxiliary in your dictionaries? In your dictionary, and you read for us the meaning. We are waiting for you.
I found it.
Yes, please read.
A verb such as be, do, and have used with main verbs to show tense, etc., and to form questions and negatives, meaning to a worker.
We wanted that one that is about the verb. Thank you so much. So there are three types of auxiliary verbs. We have that one that is she read as to do, to have, and the other one. What did you read? You read again?
Okay. A verb such as be, do, and have used with main verbs to show tense, etc., and to form questions and negatives.
Yes, a verb for like to do and to have that are used, one, to form questions, two, to form negatives. We shall discuss about these ones in details. So these ones sometimes are called helping verbs. Helping verbs. That's why when Nasha was reading, she said they help, they are added to the main verbs. They help the main verbs to ask questions, to make them negative. So we shall also talk about those ones. Then we have another type called phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. What are phrasal verbs? The word phrasal comes from the word phrase. So these are verbs that are in pairs, that are in twos or threes. They are together. They are more than one word. That's why when I told Nasha to stand up, I can say stand, that's one. Then there is a phrasal verb, stand up. So when the verb has more than one part, one word, it is called a phrasal verb. Stand up, sit down. You see that? So all these ones are called phrasal verbs because they have more than one word. Is there anyone who wants to tell us one other phrasal verb they know? Anyone who wants to tell us any phrasal verb they know? Someone can tell you lie down. You see that? So basically here we get a verb and we add there a preposition. So it becomes a phrasal verb. So those are phrasal verbs. Then we have transitive and intransitive. The opposite of transitive is intransitive. So those ones are also a type, or there are two types of verbs. but we shall look at them in details when we reach there. So today we are going to look at only one type or one kind of verbs, and that is regular verbs. Regular verbs. But before we dive into regular verbs deeply, we need to know that verbs have got forms. They change, they keep on changing according to different forms. The first form is what we call the infinitive, and that is the form we look up in a dictionary, the infinitive. So the infinitive is that verb in its base form. For example, stand. That word as it appears in the dictionary is what we call the infinitive of that verb. So when we say stand, that word that you look up in the dictionary is the infinitive form of that verb. Walk, sit, dance, those are called infinitives. Then we have the present perfect form. Present perfect form. These ones are the ones that end in ing. That is the present perfect form. Like walking. Such forms help us to make continuous tenses. They help us to make continuous tenses. There are three types of continuous tenses. We have the present continuous, the past continuous, and the future continuous. So for you to make a continuous tense, you pick a verb in the present perfect form. The other form is the past form. Allow me call it past form, not past tense, for the reason of not confusing the two. There is a difference between a form and a tense. So the past form, verbs in the past form allow us to make past tenses of different words or different sentences. Then we have the past perfect form. This one also is another form used in perfect tenses. If you want to create a perfect tense, you pick a word in the past perfect form. There are three still types of types of perfect tenses. We have the present perfect, the past perfect, and the future perfect tenses. There are three tenses that are perfect. One, the present perfect, the past perfect, and the future perfect. Oh, sorry, I call them wrongly. These are called present participles. Sorry. And this one is past participle. So just to get back, because that one we had written wrongly, the present participle form is the one that ends in ing. The past form is the one that is in the past, and then the past participle is the one that helps us to make the perfect tenses. So let's get a few examples of what you did. So when we talk about regular verbs, these are verbs that have the same past form as their past participle. These verbs have the same past form as their past participle. They are very simple to understand. Let's take an example of the word walk. Let me use these hyphens. Walk. What would be the present perfect, rather the present participle? It would be walking. Then its past form would be walked. Then its past perfect, rather the past participle will also be walked. So if a verb has the same past form as its past participle, then that verb is regular. Yes.
In present participle form, you wrote walking with after L it is supposed to be K, not I.
Oh, thank you so much, Nasha. Okay, let me just correct that. Thank you so much. Is there anyone with a question about these verbs, their types, what they are used for, the sentences they make, and tenses? before we add another verb? Do we understand what we are talking about here, Nasha? Okay. If you understand, you're going to put the yes in your chat. There is a yes somewhere. You click on it. Yes, when you go to participants, you will see a yes. If you understand, you're going to put yes. If you don't understand, you put no. There is no. So yes, no. I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to be checking. Can see Valentine saying yes. I don't know whether it is now or it was there already. There is a yes, and in your, you go to participants, you click yes if you understand, no if you don't, so that if you don't understand, we can know how to help you. Okay, I'll be waiting for that, but we are going to be continuing as we put that there. Okay, so who can give us another verb whose past form is the same as its past participle? Is there someone who can give us the verb whose past tense or whose past form is the same as the past participle form? You raise the hand and we pick you. We are only going to do this today. Maybe I give you another one. Yes, Nasha.
What about talk?
Talk. Let's see. When we put here talk, Nasha, what will its present participle be?
Talking.
Talking. Very good. What will its past tense be or past form?
Talked.
Talked. What will its past participle be?
Talked.
Talked. So therefore, talk is a regular verb. Good. I am happy. Any other? Any other verb that you know that is regular? There are very many. I won't tell you there are hundreds and thousands of verbs that are regular. Very many. Yes, Nasha?
Walk.
Walk.
I mean work.
Work. Very good. Present participle.
Working.
Working. Past form.
Worked.
Worked. Past participle.
Worked.
Worked. That is a regular verb. Very good. Very good. Any other? Nasha still? Let me see in the chat whether there is someone. Okay, yes, Nasha.
Wash.
Wash.
Washing.
Washing. Yes.
Wash.
Washed. Yes.
Washed.
Washed. Let me ask you a question. If we put here the word go, and here it is, what will it be here? In the participle, it will be going, right? Then the past tense, it will be went. Okay? And in the past participle, it will be gone. Is the past form the same as the participle form?
No.
No. Therefore, this verb is not a regular verb. It is irregular. The person using infinix not 5, you're welcome.
Data content, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. You've come a little bit late, but next time you try to come earlier and you catch up with us. We are in the middle of a discussion. We are discussing verbs in primary 4, and we have already defined what a verb is. We have also understood that there are different types of verbs in English, and we are specifically looking at regular verbs right now. We are giving those verbs that are regular. So I am going to ask you to turn off your screen and you turn on your microphone. Turn off your video and turn on your microphone because we are going to need the microphone more than the video.
Eva. Mama.
And
What?
we shall need
Quiet
quiet environment.
Microphone. Turn off the microphone. Press on.
Turn off the video and turn on, yes, turn off the video and leave the screen, leave the audio because that's what we need to use to learn.
Turn off the video.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, so Charlotte, you wanted to give us a verb. Charlotte? Yes, Charlotte.
No.
Is she?
Okay. Is my internet so poor? Naya, you give us the verb.
Ice.
I'm really sorry, but we proceed. Yes, Charlotte, you wanted to give a verb that is regular.
No.
Say it again. We don't get your names. That is so unfortunate. Okay, so Charlotte, we don't hear the verb that you suggested as a regular verb. The person using Infinix Note 5, what's your name?
My name is Emmanuel.
Yes, Emmanuel, we are going to ask you to, if you cannot make sure that they are quiet around you, please you turn off the microphone because we can hear them in the background, okay? Thank you so much. Such a wonderful child. Yes, Charlotte. Which verb?
Knock.
Knock. Charlotte, stay on. You're going to conjugate it to the last bit. Knock. Its present participle will be
Knocking.
knocking. Very good. And what will its past form be?
Knocked.
Knocked. And what will its past participle be?
Knocked.
Knocked. Very good. So, dear ones, we are soon coming close to the end of this. But what you have to understand is that those regular verbs are the verbs whose past form is the same as the past participle form. They are many, and I'm going to challenge you to go and fill these gaps. For me, I'm going to be giving you these verbs so that when you get time, you can fill them up. You go on changing them as their different forms require. We have verbs like complain. Nasha, you wanted to say something? Please say it. I saw your hand up. Yes, Nasha? Okay, so these and many more are the regular verbs that we have. So feel free to change, go write them in your books if you want, and try to look into the dictionary and find as many verbs as possible. The number one principle is to make sure that the past form is the same as the past participle form. The way they change should be the same. So when we come, these ones, we have been adding ed both to the past tense and to the past participle form. Then when we come back, we are going to look at those where we add those that end in E, in letter E. We simply add D. We simply add letter D to make their past form and past participle forms. So, this person. Okay, this Infinix Hot Note 5. Who is Emmanuel? Emmanuel, please turn off your video. You are inconveniencing us somehow. Yes, thank you so much, Emmanuel. God bless you. So we are going to look at those verbs. They are also quite many in number. They include words like live. Here we simply add letter D. Here we have been adding letter ed to the infinitive. Here we are going to add letter D. So when you get time, you will find many of them, but I can give you a few that are at my disposal. Verbs like live, verbs like file, verbs like move. Here we simply add letter D to make them past and also past participle. And then verbs like choose, such verbs, you simply add letter D to get their past tense and their past participle. And it will remain the same. Plain, verbs like compose, and verbs like cop. Such verbs. So I have 5 minutes and I want to welcome questions. If you have a question about what has transpired here or about the general program that is going to run, please, this is the time you can ask. If you have any question, please put the hand up and ask. We have 2 minutes to answer questions. Are there questions? Okay, if there are no questions, these are the few things that I want to remind you about. One, this lesson has been recorded and you can find the video at YouTube. You simply go there and look for Yaka. Yaka is Y-A-A-K-A and D-N. The D is capital, the N is small. You'll be able to find this lesson entitled Primary 4 English. And then you can have the full access to Yaka content, and there are other products that Yaka can help you with to get ahead of your education, to get ahead of your class in this lockdown. Even after the lockdown, we can continue to help you with all the subjects, with all the areas where you feel you need help. Simply get to the WhatsApp groups and ask any question that you want. There you will be helped. Lastly, I want to remind you that you can also invite your cousins, you can invite your friends to study with us. Invite them, give them the WhatsApp number, and they will be connected and they will start having these free lessons that are going to begin on 21st or that have already begun, and that will also help you all together. Thank you so much. My name is Teacher Jonah. I work with Yaka. God bless you if you don't have any questions. Thank you so much.